Greetings, this is Rob. I'm glad to be here with you. I just want to shout out John Coffey from the UNPAVED Explorer. He recently tagged me in a 10 question quarantine challenge. And part of that challenge is that they call out somebody 5 channels generally, and then 5 of those channels will then tag on 5 other people. I'm not typically one that likes to get caught in these things, so I'm not going to be passing that on. So kind of question 10 will not be necessarily applicable in this, but I do want to answer just those 10 questions, or honestly I want to answer 9 of those questions, and then there's a bonus question that will be added into that. But I do give a shout out to, in particularly to John Coffey from the UNPAVED Explorer. He's just a great guy. Goes and explores nature and just enjoys seeing the things that I enjoy as well. It's one of the reasons I like going hiking, one of the reasons I like camping, fishing, and the many other things that I do outdoors. And I'm sure many of you share that with me. The 10 questions that they're putting out there in this challenge, this quarantine challenge, is this. The first question, question number 1, is how many rolls of TP or toilet paper do you have at this moment? And of course, I personally don't have them, but in our home we have presently, I believe it's 16 rolls of toilet paper. And question number 2 now, getting to question number 2, what has been the biggest change since the lockdown? And I know for me, the biggest change that I've encountered has been wearing my mask. Or wearing a mask, going into Walmart, going into a store, or that kind of thing, just going about anywhere wearing those masks. So I think that's been the biggest change for me. Question number 3, where are you currently parked or docked? Where are you currently parked or docked? Well, right now, presently, I'm in my office. But generally speaking, I would be either at home or in the office. Those are the 2 places. And if I have my preference and I'm out fishing, and I have had the opportunity to do that, I will be basically wading through a stream, fishing, and doing that kind of thing, or I'd be in my kayak fishing. So those are generally the 2 places, or 3 places, I should say, you would find myself in these days, depending on what time and what's going on. Question number 4. What have you gone without recently? I think for me, probably the thing that stands out most that I've gone without that means something very much to me. My wife and I, we love to take, in the early part of the spring, we like to go on generally a week's vacation somewhere out of state, somewhere where we just get away from it all, someplace where maybe there's a warmer weather, or just a place we want to go and adventure. We kind of like that. We enjoy the exploring a place we didn't go. We don't do a whole lot of planning. In a sense, we want to know where we want to go to stay, so we plan that. But a lot of the itinerary of what we're going to do, we don't do a whole lot of planning of that, because we kind of like to go there and find out what's going on, what are the people a part of, and then try to be and saturate ourselves into that. We just really enjoy that, and it's always a new discovery, and we come back just being so grateful for that. So I think that's the thing that I miss the most right now going without, is because basically we're in that time where we would have already been on a vacation, and at this point in time we haven't taken that. So I think that's the thing that I miss most, as to recently, that I've gone without. Number 5, what are you most grateful for? Without a doubt, I am most grateful for my health, my family's health, and my family, that we're doing well. My loved ones, my friends, most of the people to whom I have a relationship or a real close friendship with, we've just really been blessed. I have, during this virus, thankfully, I've only known of a handful of people who've encountered and had to deal with it. And for the most part, all those who are around me and those to whom I interact with have been well and healthy. So I mean, that's definitely it. Just health, family, and friends, and that would definitely be what I'm most grateful for. And ultimately, all of that because of the protection of the Lord. Question number 6. What do you miss the most? What do I miss the most? And that's a great question. I think what I miss most is just the church family, just getting together, and family in general, just being with my family. Of course, I have my immediate family that we're together on a regular basis, but just my greater family. He's had Mother's Day just passed, and I could talk to my mother on the phone, but I couldn't go up and visit her, which was very difficult. I would have loved to have gone and seen my mother and just had maybe dinner with her and just some time of fellowship. So that's definitely something that has that I've missed. And believe it or not, a second thing is, and I was kind of surprised by this. I actually miss going to a restaurant. It doesn't have to be a big fancy to do restaurant. I just miss going to a restaurant, sitting down and having fellowship with people around me over a meal, and knowing that no one sitting at that table has to be busy about preparing, taking care of anything. We could just gather and just have the fellowship. So I think for me that would be one of the things that I miss as well. Question number 7. Question number 7. How long has it been since you've been to a campsite? How long has it been since I've been to a campsite? And for me, it would have been last summer. Our family always goes camping at least a handful of times, and we do the old-fashioned tent camping. We enjoy that part. Now, as we gotten older, we make sure we have more comforts when we go camping. But yeah, we enjoy that. There's nothing better than sitting by a campfire in the evening and just having time for people just to interact, reminisce about the past, that kind of stuff, and tell a scary story, talk about Bigfoot and how Bigfoot might be going to grab you and snatch you up that evening. That kind of stuff. We enjoy those kind of things, and we often do this in Pennsylvania, which is where my mom and dad have a cabin, and we just really enjoy ourselves. They're right along the Allegheny River, which is a fantastic place to go fishing, catching muskie, pike, smallmouth bass, walleye, pretty much anything you want to catch, not to mention going up in the woods and walking in the streams, and you could catch brook trout and all kinds of other stuff. So it's a great place to go. A lot of good places to hiking, beautiful scenery. So that's a place that we enjoy. So that's probably a little more than you probably want to know, but just letting you see my heart and who I am. Question number 8. What's your quarantine favorite food? You know what? I probably shouldn't have this as my favorite food, but I think the one thing that I have actually had probably more than I should have during this time, and probably put on a pound or two because of it, has been chips. I really enjoy potato chips, and I'm not necessarily super picky. I kind of like a lot of the different chips, so pretty much if it's made by Lay's company, I'm pretty much going to buy it and pretty much enjoy eating it. So I just really like chips, and I can't have just one, which is probably not the best thing for you at this time. So that would be my quarantine food of choice. Question number 9. How are you exercising or doing workouts? And for me, I'm not necessarily a person that's very prone. When I was younger, I loved working out. I loved lifting weights, that kind of stuff, running track, playing football, that kind of stuff. Today, I would have to say that for the most part, I enjoy just going for a hike. I enjoy going fishing. In fact, one of my favorite things to do is just putting on my waders, going to a local stream or creek, and just walking through. And I mean, I could walk a mile, 2 miles into that and think nothing of it. I mean, of course, when you're wading, because of the rocks and the what you're walking on, the current coming towards you or against you, depending on which way you're going in it, it just works your body. I mean, it works your legs, it works your stomach, it works the core of who you are, and I enjoy that. And I find that if I do it multiple days or something like that, or for a long period, my legs and my stomach will be burning because of the muscles that I'm using in order to keep myself upright and keep myself from falling. And not to mention the rocks are slippery, so you have to also be careful that you don't fall. So there's more tension that you got to put when you're with your stepping and stuff like that. But yeah, I enjoy that. The other thing is kayaking. I mean, you get a lot of good upper body strength as you're working with the oars and you're going in. And if you're in a river fishing a kayak, and it's one that has some current to it because you're fishing where the smallmouth bass, which is my favorite fish, if you're trying to get to them, sometimes you got to get in some more water that's just on that edge where it's still calm and yet it's starting to pick up. And so you can do a whole lot of working in order to get into those special spots where those smallmouth bass are hanging out. So I'm not necessarily going to pick up and do some exercise program in that way, but if it involves outdoor activities, I am definitely all in for that. So I don't mind playing a game of football, probably touch at this point, but I don't mind playing baseball or softball or that kind of thing. It's just, if it's outside and involves nature and being outdoors, I'm pretty good for that as an exercise. But right now it's been primarily fishing. That's been my form of exercise. And then part of my job and what I'm doing, there's a lot of lifting and tugging and carrying stuff in order to make sure that we can get out and feed the kids their breakfast and their lunch, for the week. So that kind of keeps me busy too. Question number 10. Who are you challenging next? And of course they want you to choose 5. And this is what I was sharing with you earlier. I'm sorry, it's not something that I do. I will not be passing this challenge on to someone directly by calling them out. I would say if there's someone that wants to pick this up and take what I've done and run with it, please feel free by all means. I would certainly say you can use me as the person telling you to go ahead and do it. But I'm not going to call some channel out to have them pass it on. I don't like to be in control in that way, and I don't want to try to control someone else with that same kind of stuff. Not saying that it is control. I don't like that pressure kind of stuff. So but if you want to do it, please do so. And if you do it and you enjoy it and that kind of stuff, I don't say tag me back, but let me know that it's going on and that maybe somehow I kind of sent you their way or whatever to do it, and because I love to see it is basically what I'm saying. If you do it and you pass it on, I like to see it as well. Bonus question here to answer is, what was or what will be your pandemic panic purchase? In other words, when this is kind of either in the middle of it, you purchase it, and or you will purchase it when you're done. For me, my purchase of choice that I always have, if I'm not one that typically goes and spends a lot of money on me or that kind of stuff, because I'm not like big in all kinds of gadgets and gadgets. I just love fishing. So if there's any purchase that I would do, and in fact I've already done it since we've been in this pandemic, has been primarily just buying fishing gear, and nothing big, nothing major, just buying some of my favorite lures, buying some of my favorite fishing tackle, fishing line, that kind of stuff. Just things that you need for regular fishing. Those have been my pandemic purchases. But you know what, honestly, I didn't need the pandemic to go purchase those. I typically, every spring as we come into it, I start to purchase some of those items because I need them. I think that answers all the questions that I have, including that bonus one that they have asked. So just thank you for joining me for this 10 question quarantine challenge, for just being part of this with me. Hopefully maybe you learned something more about me and found out hey, he's not too bad of a guy. I do want to say, if you enjoy this kind of thing, and if you enjoyed my other videos, if you've had a chance to watch those, or maybe this is the first time that you've ever seen one, watch one of my fishing videos and you'll see me in action with what I enjoy doing there. But please do like, comment, and subscribe, and just let me know that you want it in return, and I'd be happy to like, comment, and subscribe, and that we can become a community together. And so just, if you really enjoy this kind of thing, just like, comment, and subscribe, and I would be certain to like, comment, and subscribe right back at you. Other than that, I would just say be safe, enjoy life, and blessings, my friends.